What's going on, you guys? Jay here and welcome back to the channel. So don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, on the way out, drop a comment, guys. Really going to help us out here on the channel, and in turn it's going to help us grow. That's going to reach more people, and that's the overall goal. So we're doing a different video again today, and like I said, we're going to be doing more and more of these videos trying to give an external perspective outside of LUNC so we can better understand why we're going up or why we're going down. I think it's such an important point. Now, in my previous video, I was showing everybody just how bullish I am, all of the different things that I'm looking at, what I'm thinking about, and really wanting to bolster on the overall bullish perspective that I am maintaining at the moment. And something that you should all try to evolve into doing is really going by that old saying of being greedy when people are fearful, and then being fearful when everybody else is being greedy. If we can learn to sell the green and we can learn to buy the red, we're gonna make a lot more money. And in order to buy the red, sell the green, we're going to need to understand the overall market. So guys, what I'm currently looking at is Blackrock. They're making huge waves, and this one again is going under the radar. This is an article on February 2nd, 2025. So this is going back around 4 days at this point, and it's only just starting to bleed out into X. It's starting to get out there on different YouTube accounts as well. But I thought I'd give my opinion because we are in a situation, and I've said this many times before, where we have absolutely zero historical data as to how this overall bull cycle is going to go and if it's even going to end. Are we at the point of broader global adoption? This is something everybody's always spoken about, that moment where there's a true flippening, where all of a sudden we're not coming back down to these areas of $25,000 a Bitcoin, $50,000 a Bitcoin, even $100,000 a Bitcoin. We could be looking at a significantly high floor when it comes to the overall economic stance on cryptocurrency. So BlackRock have recorded around 5,250 BTC inflows. This was at the beginning, okay, of this month. And again, this is all going into those ETFs. This is more or less a legislative route for a company, a entity, an investor to invest in Bitcoin in a regulated manner, in a safe manner that can be perceived as positive by the overall external people that would be not invested in crypto. Again, it's no different to these people actually going and buying the Bitcoin themselves. Instead, they're going through a third party like BlackRock. So with all of this buying of Ethereum and the BTC inflows, we're looking at this phase 3 and we're saying to ourselves, and I'm saying to myself, this is going to be a big move. In fact, I think it's going to be a historic move in the weeks and months ahead. It could take a little time to play out, don't get me wrong, but we've never seen this kind of positivity out there. So like I said, it is starting to bleed out into X. People are starting to report on this, and it's stating that BlackRock, a major financial institution, has made significant investments in cryptocurrencies, purchasing over 100,000 Ethereum and around 2,520 BTC in early February 2025. So again, this correlates with the article we were just looking at, but it's not people themselves investing this time. It's BlackRock themselves that seem to be buying this dip. And you could probably be assured if they're buying 100,000 ETH, 2,520 BTC, there's probably a few assets that they've been buying as well that have probably gone under the radar. Now, BlackRock's always been a usual candidate when it comes to crypto. Don't get me wrong. It's a narrative that has been pushed and beaten and bled dry at this point, but this is all becoming hyper realistic. Like I said, we're walking into different times, unprecedented times, where global adoption is now a reality. And a lot of people are overlooking Elon Musk's proposal of putting the US Treasury on a blockchain. On the forefront of this, meh. What's so great? What's so big about this? Well, this would then put everything in plain view of the entire global populace. Anyone who's anyone would be able to go on the US Treasury Blockchain Explorer and search through every single damn transaction. They would know exactly where the money went, who it went to, and nobody would be able to have all of these different situations where they can embezzle money, or they can bleed money, or they can extort the US government. And with the DOJ Council now going in and starting to really shut down on all of these negative impacts on the US budget, so to speak, the likelihood of getting the US Treasury on the blockchain is a reality. This really could happen, and it would be unprecedented because, again, it would only bolster the cryptocurrency sector. Imagine it for a split second, not only the US Treasury, right, going onto the blockchain, but the overall stance, right, on the US Bitcoin reserve. This for me is huge. And David Sachs, they were speaking about all of this in that recent press conference that they did, the fact that it's number one on the list, but there are some other things that they're going to be working on, which are these frameworks and legislative bills for stable coins. Now, stable coins are absolutely essential because you need to have some kind of stability in our ecosystem, so you don't have to on and off ramp to your banks every time you want to take profit and wait for the next good opportunity. That's why we need stable coins. And in order to get these regulated, you're going to need to have these frameworks created. For framework to be created, they're going to have to test and try things, and testing and trying comes down to us, the 1% that's already invested, developing, building, deploying in crypto. I think we're going to see a lot of positives come out of what was said in the press conference. And again, people are simply overlooking all of these different things that are going on, and you're looking for the next real kind of hype train to jump on, the next meme coin to bandwagon into, and you're not really seeing what's right in front of you. And they're saying everything we've wanted to hear as crypto investors: broader global adoption. The US Treasury going on a blockchain is absolutely nuts. Doesn't describe it. You have to combine two words for this, guys. It has to be super and nuts. So from now on, I'm just going to be saying schnuts when it comes down to...
Sometimes I stagger even myself with my genius.
Putting the US Treasury on the blockchain. We would be able to see absolutely everything, and there would be zero incentives for someone to do something dodgy. In fact, they wouldn't be able to do it because it would be weeded out almost instantly on the second it happens. You would see that they've sent $46 million to some kind of crazy cause in some next country you've never heard of. You're like, how is that money getting there? Why is it going there? It wouldn't happen because they would be caught out. You completely remove any incentives to do that. It's absolutely schnuts. So finally, like I was saying, that US Bitcoin reserve is substantial. This isn't something that is going to happen overnight. Like, guys, this is going to take a considerable amount of time because from what I understand, the US is made up from many, many states. And each and every one of these states essentially need to be on board. But if the United States gets on board with a Bitcoin reserves, the likelihood is anybody, as I've mentioned previously, using the petrodollar is going to follow suit. And then we'll see the laggers follow suit. You could see the Middle East follow suit. What we know is XRP is driving a crazy amount of adoption, and it's a real world utility case as much as BTC and Ethereum is as well. XRP is pushing the boundaries of what cryptocurrency can be. They're very smart. They're decentralized with a central body of control, and that's really working out for them. They're going to continue driving the adoption Bitcoin has always wanted to see. And I really do think Bitcoin is the gold standard. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the all and everything. It's not the beginning of crypto, and it's not the end of crypto, and neither is XRP. But when I look at it, it's a situation where they're essentially giving the Google treatment to cryptocurrency. It's going to be interesting as this regulatory bill comes in, the framework for stable assets, and the fact that they've already got their own stable asset. Justin Sun's moving to a stable asset. Banks are trying to create stable assets. CBDCs are being really kind of pushed out. ETFs are winning. The market's looking good. And overall, guys, I'm very positive on my positions that I'm holding. And I've just been dollar cost averaging into them, not panicking, not feeding into the fear, not panic selling. and just keeping myself 100% informed. That's all you can do during these downtrends. And like I said, learn to buy the fear and learn to sell the greed. You're going to have a much better experience. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Let me know what you think about Elon Musk putting the US Treasury on a blockchain. Do you think this is a positive? Do you think it's a negative? There's a narrative that is being spun up at the moment, which is Bitcoin can in fact remove all of the debt the US has incurred at this point. That would be one heck of a narrative to go off of, and it would drive so much sentiment into Bitcoin. We could be looking at $1 million per Bitcoin in 5 years' time, but we'll have to see how we get on. Aside that, guys, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!